guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is gonna be my shop my stash for the next, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. I'm trying to do these videos a little bit more consistently, but there's just so much going on with work that I've been traveling, and yeah, I apologize about that. I think this might be the first time that I do not declutter anything that I have in here or that I did pull in last time around. I did add a few items, and then we'll talk about those when I get to them, just because I needed some stuff for when I go on my work trip. So, if you don't know what Shop My Stash is, it's basically where I go through my everyday makeup drawer. I pull some stuff out, I'll put some new stuff in, just a way for me to rotate through my collection. Sometimes I find that I rediscover products that I haven't used in a long time, or sometimes I run into a product that I used to love and I no longer feel that way about. So I go ahead and declutter, or some stuff I just throw things. In some occasions I throw things out. If you're not currently subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me to have you join my family, my YouTube family. And if you like this video while you're watching it, or if you like Shop My Stash videos, please give this video a like. It really helps out my channel. Let's go ahead and get into it. We'll talk about the products that I did have here last time, and then I'm pulling a lot of the stuff out, and then we'll go ahead and shop my stash. There's few things that are not in here because they're currently in my purse. For example, like the Aladdin highlighter, it's in my purse currently, and maybe 1 or 2 lipsticks, they're in my purse. I did enjoy them that much that they moved to my purse for the past, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the powders that I had in here. I had this Honest Beauty luminizing powder. I used this as a finishing powder. It's beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. I'm also gonna pull out the Huda Beauty Pound Cake powder. I use this to bake under my, to bake my under eye area. I really enjoyed it. The Laura Geller Balance and Brighten in Golden Medium. This guy went so pretty. I used it a lot with the foundation that I had pulled in, the Flower Beauty foundation. I did have self tanner on, so the foundation was a little bit too light for me, but with this powder I was able to balance it out. Balance and brighten. I was able to balance it out, and it worked really well. I'm gonna pull both of these out. They're not getting decluttered, they're just pulling out. Again, the NYX HD finishing powder. This, I love this stuff. It's yellow, but it's not super yellow. I love it for under my eye, and I expanded the pen in here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. The only thing I didn't use, didn't get a chance to, was this Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Powder, and I have it in the shade Classic Ivory. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in here. I know that I really like this powder, but it would be nice to get a little bit more use out of it, so I'm gonna leave it in here. Kylie bronzer in the shade Tequila Tan. This is so soft, the formula is so soft. It did kind of wear down the pattern in here. It's really beautiful, very subtle, but I really liked it, and I could build it as much as I wanted, so that was pretty good. The Too Faced Beach Bunny bronzer. It's a very luminous bronzer. It pulled a little bit on the red side on me, but I don't mind that. My skin can handle, my skin tone can handle that, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. I'm also gonna pull out the MAC Aladdin bronzer. It's so beautiful, super pigmented, so I had to go very light-handed, but it looked stunning on the skin. It is a matte bronzer, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. I am gonna keep this bronzer in here. This is in a project pan. I'm trying to get some use out of it. I'm not trying to pan it or anything. And this is the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Caprico, so I'm gonna keep it in here. And I do like to travel with this because it can it goes with pretty much kinda any look that I go for, so I'm gonna keep it in here for that. And the Persona Cali Glow highlighter in the shade Zuma, so beautiful. I did use it a handful of times. I am gonna pull it out. And then my Tatcha, the Silk Canvas primer. This is basically the only primer I had in here. The one by Bobbi Brown, kind of more like a moisturizer more than a primer, and actually I might start using it like that as a moisturizer. It smells really good. All of a sudden we're talking about the Bobbi Brown one. It smells really good. It's so thick though, so as a primer it didn't like provide any longevity for my foundation, but it was a very rich moisturizer. A little bit goes a long way, so that's how I think I'm gonna start using it that way. I'm gonna pull it out for now, and then my Tatcha primer, I definitely have a really nice dip in here. Again, this isn't a project. I am gonna pull it out. I'm not gonna concentrate on it for the next 2 weeks as much as I wanna concentrate on a different primer, but again, this isn't a project, so it's gonna go into my project pan bin. And like I said, the MAC Aladdin highlighter that I had in here is in my purse. I really, really like it, and I love the compact, and if I'm doing any touch-up or anything like that, it's beautiful. It has a really nice mirror, so it works pretty well in my purse. MAC Into Eternity, the Electric Wonder collection. This is a little bit too dark to use as a highlighter, and it's a little bit too dark for like a blush topper, but it works really well as kind of like a blush. I just have to be very careful and go very light-handed, otherwise I'm gonna like show a lot of texture on my skin. But it's beautiful and a really nice formula, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out as well. Laura Geller Tropic Hues. I love this thing. It looks so beautiful on the skin. It's coming out. The e.l.f. Radiant Peach blush is coming out as well. This guy is very beautiful. Everything in here is coming out. I rediscovered how much I love these Bare Minerals like loose products. I know they're not very easy to use, not very convenient, but this was stunning. The blush in Luxury was beautiful, and the same with this highlighter. I'm like, why don't I reach for this more? It is so beautiful. It can be intense if you want it to be intense, but it could be very subtle if you want it to be very subtle. I just couldn't believe how much I enjoyed it, and I actually did use it a couple of times. I mean, look at that. That is so beautiful. It's not like super bam in your face, but it gives the skin such a beautiful glow, and it works really well for my skin tone. So, and again, this is the illuminator, and the shade is Pure Radiance. I have a couple different ones. There's like Natural Radiance maybe, or something like that. And then Benefit Rockateur. I love this blush. I am gonna go ahead and pull it out though. I'm ready to rotate. Like I said, I had to pull in some items for when I went on my last work trip, and this was one of them. This is the Pat McGrath Labs, the mini like 6-pan palette. This just was the most convenient thing to travel with. It's small. I don't have to worry about like if it breaks, it's not like I'm breaking one of my bigger one from Pat McGrath. And like the formula is really great. It's easy to work with, beautiful for every day. So I pulled this in to travel with it, and I did take it, and I loved it. And that came in a set with a like a loose eyeshadow. And this thing is so freaking beautiful. Like, I do have an addiction problem with Pat McGrath products, but look how stunning this is. It kind of gives the eyelid a texture, like dimension, but it's not like crepey looking dimension or texture to the lid. So I reach for this quite a bit. I think I'm gonna keep it in here. And this MAC single shadow, what shade is this? This is Joy 2. Again, this is like to add some texture or some dimension to the lid. It's beautiful. It does require kind of like setting, misting the brush with a setting mist or something like that, just so it can stick to the eyelid a little bit more. But the Pat McGrath didn't require that, but the MAC did. I feel like I'm running out of breath, like I've been running a marathon or something. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, I totally forgot I had this in here. The Bare Minerals Loose Shadow in the shade is Mystery. I totally forgot about this. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it in here for another round. Just to get some more use out of it. I really didn't reach for it at all. And I have my MAC paint pot. I'm making such a big dip in here, but I don't know. When am I gonna reach the bottom? Let's talk about this section because I totally skipped it. I have a couple mascaras in here and these are all gonna stay. It's probably a bit too much, but I have currently 5 mascaras going on. This is almost on its last leg. This mascara I'm not a big fan of, but it's open. I do want to use it. This little Pat McGrath one came in the set with the eyeshadow palette, so again I traveled with this little one, and those two are still like newishly open, so they're staying in here for now. The Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Coal, it says liquid eye pencil, but again this is a pencil and I need to sharpen it. Look at that. I am gonna go ahead and pull it out. I do want to put different eye pencil in here, but this was really beautiful. The color is really beautiful. It's like a dark brown. L'Oreal concealer, the Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This was just a little bit too light for me. I am gonna go ahead and pull it out for now. IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is so full coverage. A little bit goes a very long way. You definitely have to set this concealer. I am gonna go ahead and pull it out. I'm also gonna go ahead and pull out the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer. I really like this one. The formula is very lightweight, but it is kind of medium coverage. It's not super drying under the eye or anything like that. I really like that. I know everybody talks about the Camo Concealer. Is it Camo Concealer? Is that what it's called, from e.l.f.? This came out around the same time, and this is really beautiful. These basically stay in here. These are in a project pan, and this is glitter glue for when I need, or when I do apply something like this, I reach for it. I did have in here the Nude Sticks Bondi Bay. It says all over face color, but I used it mainly for contouring. I really love it. It was so beautiful. Such a natural contour, like slash bronzer. Oh, I never realized that there's a mirror in here. Huh. Yeah, this, I kind of want to keep it in here actually. I didn't use the brush, but the contour itself I did use. Again, it's really beautiful. It blends super easily, and the shade, like, it's perfect. Do I want to keep it in here, or do I want to pull it out? I think I'm gonna pull it out because I do have a lot of newish contour palettes that I want to play with. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. I do have 2 brow pencils in here. I am gonna pull out this Joa one. Darn it, it wasn't close all the way. Hopefully it's not dried out. I'm gonna pull out this Joa one. I do have a new brow pencil by Benefit that I would like to try out, and then my NYX brow pencil. I'm almost done with it, and this is in a project pen. This is the shade Brunette, but I find it to be a little bit too kind of like, I don't know, reddish on in my brows. It's not my favorite formula, honestly, so I do want to finish it and be done with it. I did have in here the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I am going to keep it in here. I'm really close to finishing it, so hopefully I'll be able to finish it real soon. So I'm gonna keep it in here. I might pull in another setting spray, but this I want to keep until I finish. The Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. This is beautiful. It gives such a beautiful like coverage and finish to the skin. I really enjoyed it. I would use about 2 pumps of this. With the 1 pump is a little not enough to cover all of my face. 2 pumps, and it's beautiful. It looks really beautiful on the skin. I didn't find that it is like shine control or anything like that. I did get shiny throughout the day that I would need to blot, but it looked really stunning on the skin. All of these lip products I do want to pull out. I did use all of them, and I really liked all of them, so I am gonna go ahead and pull them all out. I'm gonna pull in some new lip products. Let's talk about all these palettes that are back here. Okay, let's start with this Cover FX palette. I really enjoyed this. It was so beautiful. This highlighter was a little too dark for me, kind of to use as a highlighter. It worked kind of as a like contour topper or like a bronzer topper. It worked like that. But this one, it says it's a brightener. I use it as a highlighter. It's beautiful. This I use as a blush topper. The blush is stunning. The finishing powder is okay, but I was really happy with this palette. A Cosmetics, Live, Love, Laugh, Vitality Face Disc. This is beautiful. I love this bronzer contour shade in here. The blush and the highlighter are beautiful. I am definitely one of my favorite, like, very convenient, very easy, can go with anything kind of face palette. So definitely keeping that in my collection. The Dream Street palette by ColourPop, and this is Kathleen Light collab. It looks different than what Dream Street looks like, and that's because I mixed and matched between this palette and the ColourPop Yes Please palette. I recently did a declutter video, an eyeshadow palette declutter video. It was for some of my eyeshadow palettes. I didn't go through all of them, but the Yes Please I decided to declutter. There were a few shades in there that I really liked. For example, this one I really wanted. So I went ahead and I mixed matched. I got rid of the shades that were in the Dream Street palette that I didn't really like or reach for, and I replaced them with the shades from the Yes Please palette. So this is kind of like a combination of the two. I don't know exactly what the shade names are or which ones were exactly from here and which ones were from the Yes Please. I know these four were definitely from the Kathleen Light Dream Street palette, but I don't know about the rest. I just moved everything out from both palettes and then I put everything back in here the way I would want my palette to be. So there you go. And then the last two palettes in here are my Pat McGrath palettes. Both of them are the Subversive palettes. Is it Tin Pan? Oh gosh, it's not my day today, you guys. I'm feeling kind of out of it, so I'm sorry about that. Is that Tin Pan? Yeah. This is so beautiful. I reached for it quite a bit, and what I do like about this, like, you can go in heavy-handed and you basically look like you touched the palette. So yay. I am gonna pull this one out of here this time, and honestly I did not use the small one at all, so I think I'm gonna keep it in here. It's because I did pull in for this one. I didn't want to travel with this. I just decided to travel with the little one. This is a little bit kind of not very work appropriate. I guess it could be work appropriate shades, but not for like meetings or anything like that. So I didn't want to travel with this one. I am going to keep it in here, and then we're going to shop my stash for other eyeshadow palettes. And that's it. That was in here. I'm going to go ahead and clean up everything that I pulled out, and then we'll go ahead and shop my stash for newer items or items to play with for the next 2 weeks. Alright, you guys, so we're gonna go ahead and pick the items for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna start with foundations. Just off the bat, the one foundation that I really haven't used in quite some time, it's been a long time actually, is this CoverGirl True Blend Matte Mate Foundation. Do want to go ahead and pull this one in, and again, like last time, I'm gonna pull in one new foundation and then one older foundation in my collection. So this would be my older foundation, and then for the new foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and pull in the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation, and I have this in the shade 2.5N. My CoverGirl foundation is in M10. I think these should match me right now. My self tan is fading away, but I think this will be a decent match for right now. So I'm gonna pull both of these in, and since we're in here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull in my yeah, I'm gonna pull this in because the one illuminating product that I had in my project pen I actually finished. So I'm gonna pull this guy in, the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow, and this is in the shade 3 Light Medium. I'm gonna pull this in. So that's for foundation. Now for concealer, I do have one new concealer. It's the Maybelline Age Rewind, in the shade is Neutralize. I love that thing, but I don't want to open it. So I'm going to pull in a concealer that I've had in here for a while, or that's been open. Let's go ahead and pull in I'm gonna go ahead and pull in, let's do the ColourPop concealer in the shade Light 16. This is like, should be a good shade match. This I use to brighten up dark foundations, which I don't think these two foundations are gonna need lightening up. So I'm gonna pull in this one by ColourPop. It looks separated, but if I shake it, it's fine. I'm gonna pull that in, and I do wanna pull in one more concealer, at least one more, maybe two. I think, oh man, this is settled quite a bit. That's weird. It's a newer concealer, shouldn't do that. So, not the Ulta one, maybe the Makeup. I'm gonna pull in the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is in the shade C5. And then, is that two concealers? Should I pull in one more? I feel like I want to pull in the Catrice one. I really like this. This one or the one by NYX. I'm gonna pull in the NYX HD one. I like this. And this is the shade CW 3.5. So, 3 concealers. Okay, I decided to go ahead and move on to the new makeup drawer items. Yeah, we'll pick from here and then we'll just go back to older items that are in my collection. For blushes, I think I'm gonna pull in maybe both of these. Actually, no, one of these, and then I'm gonna pull in this guy by Natasha Denona. Both are by Catrice, and those are the Smashbox, the water and sweat proof. One is in the shade Glistening Pink, and the other one is Golden Coral. I'm gonna go for the Glistening Pink. I'm gonna pull this one in, and then I'm gonna pull in this one by Natasha Denona, the Duo Glow, and this is in the shade Alba. I'm gonna pull this guy in. So both of these blushes, since we're here, let's go ahead and pull in eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in the MAC Cosmetics Gemini eyeshadow palette. I've wanted this palette ever since it launched, and then finally when Sephora had it, it sold out, and I put my name down, and I ended up getting it again, I ended up being able to order it finally after like waiting for it forever, or wanting it forever. So I'm gonna pull that in. I'm gonna pull in this brow pencil. This is the one that I really would like to try. A lot of people are obsessed with Benefit brow pencils. I would like to try this guy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull in, let's pull in these lip glosses by Buxom. Why not? Yeah, I'm gonna pull in these. The set is called Rosé Everyday. I'm gonna get that in. And for primer, let's try, I feel like I want to try this one. I know a lot of people really love it. The No Pore Blum Primer, the Smooth and Pore Covering Primer. I got this in a BoxyCharm. I think I'm gonna try this. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull this guy in. I'm gonna pull it in. This is by Touch and Soul. I think, did I say that? I'm not sure. I'm not on my game today, you guys. Not having the best of days. I think this is it from this one. Let's go into the next drawer. This next drawer is also new makeup items. I apologize about that. I do want to pull in, okay, I'm gonna pull in the Kylie highlighter palette, the wet set. I'm gonna pull that in, and this, I've been wanting to pull this in for a while, so I'm gonna pull it in right now. The Smashbox, the Cali contour palette, I wanna pull that in. I think I want to pull in another new eyeshadow palette because they've been sitting in here for a while. I'm gonna go for the Natasha Denona one. Yeah, I'm gonna pull in this one by Natasha Denona. So I'm gonna pull that in. I feel like I want to bring in the Anastasia dip brow gel, but I already brought a new brow pencil in. I'm gonna skip that. For powder, I do really want to try this powder by Dermablend, and this is the illuminating banana powder, so I'm gonna pull that in. I think this might be it from here, all like newer makeup. Let's do these two for lipsticks. MAC Viva Glam, the 25th anniversary lipstick, and then MAC Russian Red. I'm gonna pull these in. I'm trying to make a dent in here. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go through as many of these that are open ones as I can. Oh, I do want to pull in the Bobbi Brown Crushed Liquid Lip. I want to pull that in. And let's do this one, the Medalist. And this is Touch and Soul too, right? Yeah, Touch and Soul Sparkling Foiled Pigment. And the shade, is that the shade Medalist? Could that be the shade? No, the shade is number 5, Hollow Mulberry. I'm going to pull that in. I think that's it from here. I don't think I want to pull anything else anymore. That was a lot of new makeup. Okay, for setting sprays, I did keep the one by Milani, the Make It Last setting spray. I feel like maybe I just want to hold on to that. I don't think I want to pull in anything else because I really want to finish it. The only other thing that I could think about pulling would be kind of like a hydrating mist, and that would be this e.l.f. one, the hydrating coconut mist. I'm also close to finishing this, so I think I'm gonna pull this in. I could use this right after I finish my makeup to kind of like melt, you know, like melt everything together, and then use the Milani one right on top of it. So let's do this one. Okay, for primers, we did pull in that No Problem primer. Let's pull in one more. I would like to start making a dent into these. Maybe I'll pull in a mini. Let's do one of these, the Too Faced ones, and then I don't know if I have any of these open or not. No idea if I've used either of these. I'm gonna pull in one of them, and then I'm gonna keep it in my drawer until I use it up. So I'm gonna do the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I think I should be good with primers. I don't think I'm gonna need a mattifying primer or anything like that. So yeah, I think that's it. I think just those two. So my next drawer down would be face palettes, but I did pull in a highlighting palette, and I pulled in the Cali contour palette. So I think I might actually skip this one. I don't think that I have one that's all blush in here. My just blush palettes are in my blush drawer. So I think I'm gonna skip this one. I don't think I'm gonna pull in another like face palette. We'll just have to pull in maybe a blush palette later. Although I've been really wanting to play with this again. Never mind, I'm gonna pull in this blush palette, and then I wouldn't have to shop my stash for blush, or yeah, then I would have like enough blushes and contours and highlights for the next 2 weeks. Alright guys, I went ahead and shopped my stash for an eyeliner and a lip liner, and I found out that I need a finishing powder, so I pulled in one finishing powder. Let's go ahead and go through it. I'll do some swatches. I'll show you what I'll be using for the next 2 weeks, and then that will be, well, that will be it. For loose powder, I do have the Dermablend Illuminating Banana Powder. I think this is gonna be great for under the eye. Hopefully. Hopefully I wouldn't have to reach for anything else, but in case I would have to, there is a powder, oops, not in the Kylie palette, but in the Smashbox Cali Contour palette, there is this yellowish shade pressed powder. So if this doesn't work out, I think this should be good. Okay, it looks very soft, so that's good. For a finishing powder, I pulled in my tried and true and my favorite, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. And I did have this powder from last time, the Maybelline Butter Skin Super Stay Butter Skin Powder. So that's technically it for powder, other than, again, this one powder that's in the Cali Contour palette. The other palette, yeah, there's no more powder on the other palette. Let's do foundation, I guess. This is like, it looked pretty empty, so I just stuck my foundations in here. I have the Dior Backstage foundation. I did put in the Touch and Soul No Pore Blend Primer, which I really cannot wait to feel. Everybody raves about this primer, and I need to see what the fuss is about. Okay, it doesn't feel very silicone-y. I don't like that feeling. It feels actually pretty nice. Okay. And then the other primer that I have is the Too Faced Hangover RX. Hopefully I can get some use out of this and get it out of my collection soon. The other foundation that I have is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. And then I do have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in here as well for face products. Now let's go ahead and move on to blushes. I do have the Natasha Denona Duo Glow Blush, and the shade is Alba. Is it Alba? Other than swatching it from when I did the haul, I haven't played with this. It's so pretty. This is a stunning like blush highlighter, well, duo. That looks so pretty. The other blush that I have in here is the Catrice blush, and this is in Glistening Pink. Swatch that real quick. Go, win, cheer. All right. Very underwhelming right next to the Natasha Denona blush. And there is one blush in the Cali Contour palette. It's this one. Does it have a name? It just says matte blush. Okay, I really like that. And then the blush palette that I pulled in is it's actually like blush, and it has a bronzer in it. It's by the Balm, and there's Balm Springs, Balm Peach, and Desert Balm. So those two are blushes, and this is a bronzer. Let's go ahead and swatch the blushes. This is Balm Springs and Balm Beach. Balm Springs and Balm Beach. I think I should be good with blushes. 5 blush options. Should be all good to go for the week or 2 weeks. Now let's do the bronzers. For bronzers, like I said, there's this one bronzer in here, and this is the Balm Desert. Swatch that. It's very like cool tone bronzer. And then I do have the bronzer from Becca. The shade is Capri Coast. This is very easy bronzer. This kind of looks a little mauve-y, doesn't it? It is a bronzer, isn't it? Should be a bronzer. Yeah, bronzer blush. So we'll have to see how it looks on my skin. And then there are some bronzers in here. There's this bronzer, and then there's this contour shade. So soft. Wow, that's a really nice contour shade. So contour and bronzer. And then there was the lighter shade, they call it a shimmer bronze highlighter. I would use it as a bronzer probably, or to top the bronzer with it. That's it from the Cali Contour palette. And then let's go ahead and do the swatches for the highlighters. Let's do the highlighter that's in the Cali Contour. Man, I love this formula. It feels so nice. And that's a very pretty highlight. I did pick up this palette during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, so I'm really happy with that purchase. And then for highlighter palette, I have the... this is getting pretty messy. The Kylie Cosmetics highlight palette. Privacy Please, Unbothered, Do Not Disturb, and Get Away. I remember when I swatched these in my unboxing video, I was blown away, and that's what they look like. They're so pretty. So blinding. Let me go ahead and show you the eyeliners that I pulled in. Here are the mascaras, and then the 3 concealers I pulled in, the ColourPop one, NYX HD, and the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. Mascaras are in here, and I pulled in 2 eyeliners that I think would be really, really nice with the Gemini palette. I pulled in Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil, and the shade is Stash. This used to be my absolute favorite eyeliner. Like, I went through so many of these eyeliners. So that's what that looks like. It's like an olive green. It's beautiful. And then I pulled in the NYX, it's golden olive, but I don't know. It's the Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme Shine Eyeliner. Wow, that's a long name, and the shade is golden olive. I purchased this because I thought it might be a dupe for the Urban Decay one, because these are $24, and I think I bought $5 for the next one. It's not exactly the same. It's more like, it's not the same. We'll just say that. But I think this will also look really pretty with the Gemini palette. Let me go ahead and swatch that single shadow for you, the one by Touch in Soul, and this is the Metalist Sparkling Foiled Pigment Eyeshadow. I forgot the name. It was the name Hollow Mulberry, shade number 05 Hollow Mulberry. And there it is right there. It's it has that shift to it. It's so pretty. I cannot wait to put it all over the eye. Let's go ahead and do some of the eyeshadows, and then we'll just leave the lipsticks to the end. I have the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. And that's what that guy looks like. I'll go ahead and swatch a couple of the shades. Let's do Azalea. Is that how you say it? Azalea. How about this one? Carnelian? God, my English is terrible today. And then Poppy. Just a couple of the shades. Wow. Okay, that's impressive. So beautiful. Cannot wait to play with this palette. The other palette that I pulled in was the Gemini by Melt Cosmetics, and like I said, I'd been wanting this palette ever since it came out, and I just never got my hands on. Oh gosh, my finger was a little wet. Hopefully I didn't just ruin my shadow. This, and then let's do this guy and maybe this guy. So this is here are a few swatches from the Gemini palette. I cannot wait to play with this palette, you guys. And last time we did go ahead and swatch the palette by Pat McGrath, the La Vie en Rose, so I'm not gonna go ahead and do that today. Let's go ahead and do the lip swatches now. So for lip liners, I pulled in two. I pulled in a nude lip liner and a red lip liner. The nude one is by Rimmel London. This is the Lasting Finish 1000 Kisses, and the shade is Tiramisu, 50 Tiramisu. It's very pretty nude shade. And then the red one is by Bite, and this is the shade 078. I don't know if it has a shade name to it. I'm hoping to be able to finish this lip liner very soon. It's getting really small and they don't last forever. For lipsticks, I do have, let's do these lipsticks first. This is the Viva Glam lipstick by MAC, and this is the 25th anniversary packaging. It's all glittery. That's what that looks like. It's a beautiful red. The other one is Russian red, and that was special packaging. I can't remember what the event was. It Chinese New Year, some sort of Chinese New Year maybe event. That's what that looks like. Really pretty too. And then we have the Bobbi Brown Crushed Lip Liquid Lip, and this is the shade Give a Fig. Whew, feels so comfortable even swatching it. And then from Buxom, I did have the lip set. So two of them are lip polishes and two of them are lip creams. This is the lip polish and the shade is Kimberly. Let's do this guy. There's Kimberly. I think this would look so pretty topping one of the MAC lipsticks. Next lip polish is in the shade Kristen. Okay, not much to it, but again, I'm happy with that. And then for lip creams, this one is the shade Rose Julep. Oh God, almost didn't want to open. It's definitely more like color payoff for the lip creams. Then the last one is the shade Dolly, and this is a lip cream. There you have it. I think these would be beautiful by themselves. Just give a little lip color to the lip, or with a lip liner, or topping any of these lipsticks. I think they'll be very pretty. This is it, you guys. Again, I'm sorry it wasn't my game was a little off today. I'm not feeling too well, but I wanted to film this video to have it up for you. I know a lot of people like the Shop My Stash videos, and I tend to go too far in between the videos, so I didn't want to do that again. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Give this video a like, and if you have any comments or anything like that, leave on the comment section below. I'd love to chat with you, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.